Yeah.
So alfalfa produces protein.
Yeah.
Grass is a legume, or a grass is not. Grass is a.
Not a legume.
Yeah. So it's more of a carbohydrate than it is a protein, you know. So it'll be 8 or 9% protein. Alfalfa can be as high as 22% protein.
Oh, I see.
So when you ask, okay, which is better?
Yeah.
Well, if you have mature cows that aren't, say they're bred cows, but they don't have a calf on their side, you already weeded, they don't need protein. They just need a lower amount of protein, a little bit of protein. So grass is great at that time, but when they're producing milk for their calf, they need protein to produce the milk. So then alfalfa is real good at that time.
Which gives you more money, alfalfa or grass?
Alfalfa.
Alfalfa.
Yeah.
Are you doing any alfalfa this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show you. Around. I can show you.
Yeah.
Do you want to just see my fields?
Yeah.
And then we'll go around. I'll show you my fields, and then if you want to come back and do any others, you know where the stuff is. Okay. So this is one.
Yeah. So now I just got a sample here for general information.
Yeah.
Just to get different locations.
Yeah.
And then I have to go think about it also and how to sample, because you no time to sample
everything now. Yeah.
So how to efficiently get some information.
Yeah. So that over there, the green field, that's mine. That's rye on there.
Already grown?
Yeah, you plant rye the fall before.
Yeah.
Actually, that field was rye 2 years ago. Okay, I chisel plowed it in the fall, or cultivate it once, and there's enough volunteer seed, it grows up again. I never seed it again, I never fertilize it. For 3 years, it just comes back volunteer, and then I cut it. I get 3 years worth of crop, but only 1 year's worth of planting. Now, it won't gross the dollars these big farmers get, but I don't spend any money. I don't have federal crop insurance. I don't borrow operating money. So I don't have the net dollar is what matters, not the gross dollar. Most of these big guys are all focused on the growth, you know. And it's just foolishness, but that's just the way they are, you know. And see, I care about wildlife, so that rye field, the wildlife is eating on that all fall, you know.
And still you can get a good crop.
Still get a good crop. And that's Benjaminson's grandpa's land, is what that is. Or
you rent it from him?
I rent it. He's dead, but his daughter. And I only rent two small pieces from them to kind of their forest land. You know, the big farmers don't want the small fields, and they don't want they want the best stuff, you know, and so I just have a couple of the poorer fields. So now, this here land is mine up here, but I rented out these 2 fields up top here. For this, I just let it, a few years ago, grain wasn't worth nothing, and land rent was high. A guy offered me $85 an acre for rent, and I rented him 200 acres up here, I guess. But this field is
this field?
Yeah, and then there's one up further too.
Whose is this field?
That's 10 guys from Grafton. They got it just for hunting.
Oh, I see.
That's big blue stem, the grass. It's just CRP.
What is CRP?
Conservation Reserve Program.
Oh, so they get paid?
They get paid,
Well, how much do they get paid?
$100 an acre or something like that, 90, something like that.
Really?
To raise nothing. So this is my, that was a man camp from the oil field. I bought it last year. I have a cabin right here, and when we have family reunions or stuff, then we come up here, and then anyway, and then that just gives some more sleeping room there, you know. I only paid like $20-some for that, and then that cabin.
For that?
Yeah.
Oh,
and that I paid $1 for.
This
house? That's the Kingdom Hall the old Kingdom Hall from Grafton.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. And then I remodeled it. It's pretty nice inside.
So this is like a holiday home?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And then if people have a funeral and they got to have room, I let people use it. I never charge them or nothing. But or if people want to get out of town for the weekend and have a campfire out here or something, I let them just. I enjoy people using it as long as they take care of it, you know?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. And I planted some apple trees up here last year too. So anyway, this is my field here too.
Oh, I see. What do you grow this year?
It's rented out this year, but it was canola on there last year.
Okay.
And I imagine he'll probably seed wheat or beans on it this year. I'm guessing.
Nice old tractor.
Yeah, a Super MTA. Very rare. They only made that one for a half a year.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And then, like, when I got this land, this was a slough, and they were always trying to break up. So I put a dam in here and made a pond, and lots of dragonfly larvae in here. And they eat all the mosquitoes, you know. So I don't even hardly have any mosquitoes up here.
So where did you put the dam?
That's what we just drove over.
Oh, that's a good idea.
See, and we could fix all the flooding in the valley if we wanted to. All these little fingers that go out into the trees, you could make little dams to hold that water temporarily. It would help recharge the groundwater, and then it wouldn't put that rush down in the valley. But see, so I was going to do 30-some spots through the NRCS. Well, then the Corps of Engineers get involved, and it turns out when you got to do it to their standards, it turns out to be such a huge expense that, so I can do it on my own, but it's all my own expense then, you know, and it doesn't really benefit me as much as it does the people in the valley, but that's what should be done up here all over the place. And it would clean up groundwater, it would benefit wildlife, it would benefit the groundwater as far as, and it would clean up runoff because it would slow it down, you know. There's so much.
So are they pumping a lot of water out of the ground here?
Not right up here, but down in the valley, you know, all over. So this is mine too. So this is where I feed the wildlife in the winter, the elk. I'll just show you. It's just, there's elk manure everywhere in here because they just, so this is rye here, and the elk eat on it all winter and in the spring. And this is alfalfa here.
So is this the same field you were showing me earlier? No.
No, it's on the other side of the trees.
No, you showed me another rye field when we were coming on the way.
No, that's a different one,
That's one you rent?
Yes, this one I own, And then I have rye back there by the trees too, and then alfalfa in between. And this is kind of like my little Yellowstone Park in here. But mostly I farm it for the wildlife. I usually have crops in here that the wildlife enjoy. I hunt, but I shot one deer in the last 10 years. I more like to watch them and see them, and you know. And then this was wheat last year here too. But anyway, this is some of my land and that stuff outside. Last year, UND was in here all the time. They're doing a study with drones for finding the birds that the windmills hit, you know, the wind energy stuff. And so they have to train their computers to see every bird in every situation, so to speak. So they were in here a lot with drones because of the different soil things they could do. But there was a lady she's working for her master's, and she was up here a lot last summer.
That lady you said her husband works in the chemistry department?
He works in the chemistry and biology both, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's an instructor. His name is Chris. Yeah.
If they come here again, let me know. I'll come and talk to them.
Yeah, they'll be here this weekend, I think.
Oh, I see.
They come up a lot. We spend a lot of time together. I like them real well.
Yeah.
Their daughter calls me Grandpa Rod, so they're very good people. Yeah. But we talk a lot. I ask a lot of questions and stuff, and they really get frustrated with the direction you know, not only the colleges goes with not wanting the truth and not just but she just kind of isolates herself. She don't get along with a lot of the administration, so to speak, even though she's in the administration now.
Yeah, I know.
But she does a tremendous job with her students, and
Yeah, I used to be at UND for a while, geology department. I didn't like it. I wanted to get away. Like that, I had to get into the country, so my professor who I told you, he and another professor in South Florida helped me, a bunch of them helped me get my letters to the embassy so that I can get my visa and come here. So that I had to get into a school, otherwise I can't get into the country. So, so slowly I moved away from the school.
So you might know some of the people, and I can't think of their names, but I might have it on my phone. But they come up here, they're Muslims from, different countries that are at UND, and they come up and they butcher a beef. They've done it twice where they just come and butcher it on the farmyard.
Oh, the halal meat.
Yes. But they go to UND, and they're in geology. One of them is working at the ERC to deal with carbon or something like that, you know?
Carbon sequestration. Okay. Are they from Iran? You don't know.
From where?
Iran.
One's from Egypt.
Egypt, right.
And he's a professor in Crookston, I think.
Right.
The very north end of Africa is where some of them are. What's that country?
Morocco, Tunisia.
No.
Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt.
Some was from Egypt. There's a couple from Egypt.
Libya.
Yes, I think they were from Libya, maybe.
Oh, there are some Libyans. I buy falafel. It's a kind of falafel is made out of chickpeas. It's a kind of fast food. Chickpeas and olive oil. There are some Libyans.
So anyway, I've got to know them. I can't remember their names because they're not names I'm familiar with, you know. But anyway, they've come up twice now and done that. And then last fall, they come up one time and brought us a whole bunch of their food from their countries, you know. Mostly sweets that they bake up and stuff.